Hey guys, it's Scott, founder of House Buyer and pioneer of creative real estate financing that's helped thousands and made me millions. What I'll show you in this video is the one simple system I use to boost passive income 310%, eliminate tenants, toilets, and turnover costs, reduce my time involvement to just minutes a week, and sell property for thousands more than I otherwise could. So let me start with this question. Are you torn whether to sell retail for a quick buck and then repeat, or suffer through rentals for passive income? Neither option is great. If you sell retail and stop, you don't get paid. So it's no different than a job. You're in a rat race. If you choose to do rentals for passive income, you'll see in a minute how you'll be earning roughly $3.75 per hour per property for the enjoyment and effort of managing property, the people, the vacancies, and the repairs. Again, you're in a rat race, and there are not enough hours available in your day to anywhere reach financial freedom in either of these two models. That's why so many real estate investors get frustrated, burn out, and quit broke. It's not for their lack of effort always, it's just the wrong model. That's why I created a model that combines the best of both worlds. And this isn't theory. What I'm going to share with you is my firsthand experience. I'll show you the exact model I built and used, not just for a few dozen or even a few hundred transactions, but over 4,000 times for more than 27 years in 4 different states. And when my clients throughout the U.S. put this to work for them, they achieved the same results. And these results are predictable because this isn't just some hack or technique or side hustle. It's a complete system built from the ground up and battle tested. And I'll be frank here. When I started in real estate, I just kind of fell into doing rentals like most people. But managing the tenants and toilets was anything but passive. It was time intensive, and I basically created another job for myself. And to make matters worse, when I looked around to try to outsource it to a property management company, they did not care one bit about my bottom line or saving costs. They were incentivized by the things that cost me money, repairs, and putting new tenants in the property. And today, the nail in the coffin, the death blow to every landlord is this. It's one of the few changes in real estate is that there are a new breed of tenants that I call career tenants that know how to game the system today more than ever. They know how to dodge application and screening processes, delay evictions, and treat renting as a business model to extract free housing. These savvy tenants have access to forums dedicated to scamming and blackmailing landlords, strategic squatting, and abusing the legal system using pro bono help to tie up your case in court until you either give up and tap out or pay a fortune in legal costs to actually win the, what was that Greek called when it's a Pyrrhic victory? Pyrrhic victory. The mindset of career tenants are in direct opposition to those of us looking to better ourselves through entrepreneurship and real estate investing. So for all these reasons, the time-intensive, unreliable property management companies, career tenants, I no longer recommend newbies get into property rentals. So what's the alternative? How can you get passive income? How can you reliably achieve a 310% boost in passive income to achieve your true passive income lifestyle? Well, I believe you never really have independence if you don't know how to become the bank. Becoming the bank means being able to buy and sell property without traditional lending from a bank. For buying property, in an earlier video, I described my alternative acquisition models and methods for getting property without using banks or your own money. So if you're looking to buy and hold, wholesale, or flip the paper, check out that video. My creative real estate acquisitions method worked so good getting me property, I used the same concept to sell my property when I became the bank. And in this video, it has my exact exit strategies using a process I call Become the Bank, and then maximizing sales using Retail Plus. When I became the bank to get property, and I became the bank to sell property, my profits skyrocketed. It was a 1-2 punch that transformed my business. This was the turning point, really. And I've never looked back, never regretted it. And for 27 years, I've never found a better vehicle or system to create wealth with little to no risk, no need for leverage or margin or credit or my own money. I no longer sold retail for a quick buck, nor did I suffer through rentals, tenants, toilets, and turnovers. Instead, I used my Easy Homebuyer program. With the Easy Homebuyer program, I eliminated property management hassles, but still got the money up front, just like I would have sold it retail. I got a more steady, stable, profitable, passive income, and I didn't need a property management company because most of the buyers that I selected are more serious than tenants. In most places, I just used a loan servicing company, which was basically free, and I had in their paperwork the buyers paid for that service instead of a property management company, so that reduced my time involvement to just minutes a week per property. But will this work in your area? Me and my clients have achieved the same amazing results throughout the US, and here's why. The reason this works in every market is because it's based on psychology, not geography. Becoming the bank, selling retail plus, is a niche market, so there's higher demand. Higher demand from a higher value clientele gives us frame. Now, I talk about frame, how to get it, how to maintain it, and how to use it to make you more money buying and selling in the Deal Maker Masterclass included with my coaching. There is no frame in a rental situation. Renters are shopping for property mainly based on price. But now, instead of dealing with bargain hunter renters, I'm selecting just the right family who gets the privilege of owning my home without needing to use a bank or great credit scores. The primary concern for renters is price and location to their job or school. Not at all about the future or homeownership benefits. The homeowner has similar criteria for price and location, but equally important is appreciation, freedom to remodel, freedom to put in a fence and improve the property, paying down the mortgage balance. None of that they can get in a rental situation, all of which they can get with the Easy Home Buyer program. The difference in mindset between homeowners versus tenants is completely different. The frame is also completely different. The same night and day differences holds true for the mindset of a Easy Home Buyer clients versus tenants. With the Home Buyer program, I'm the banker, not a big bad greedy landlord. For example, when something breaks in a rental property, the renters call the landlord and complain about it. When something breaks at an Easy Home Buyers program property, they call a repairman and then they pay for the repairs because it's their house they're buying. I don't even know about it. I certainly don't pay for it. Sometimes they'll call me and they'll ask for recommendations. Hey, we've got this issue. Can you recommend somebody? Because they know I'm in real estate. And then more than likely, I'm able to refer them. And we've actually put that into the system where we have a select group of qualified contractors that we trust. You know, they're reliable, cost efficient, and we provide that at the closing ceremony now. And it is called a closing ceremony, not a typical closing. There's differences with this program versus selling retail. So this right here adds a level of responsibility. The Easy Home Buyers program incentivizes the buyer to do preventative maintenance, something that tenants in my 30 years experience never do. So that loose door handle that will rattle and shake until it falls off and then they call you to complain about it, the Easy Home Buyers program, buyer fixes it themselves and wouldn't even think about bothering you about it because it's their house they're buying. But how does this translate into meaningful boost in my passive income? Well, let's do a real world apples to apples comparison. And we'll start with just a basic bread and butter 100K house, 3-bedroom, and we'll compare the numbers, how they add up if we run it as a rental property versus on the Easy Home Buyers program. And we'll give a timeline of 6 years. So during that 6 years, there'll be a new occupant every 2 years. So whether it's a tenant or a buyer, because sometimes these people default and we win either way, which you'll see in a minute. And for estimations, for the sake of time and easy math, I'll have to be very forgiving with the rental property numbers. So, because there's just so many issues can arise during the rental properties that don't happen with the Easy Home Buyer program. So, with the straight rental, we go for $300 a month net profit that we make a year. That would be $3,600 a year. And I'm just doing round numbers, easy math here. People, we're not going to dive into like taxes and appreciation. The tenants stay for 2 years, leaving 1 month vacancy every 2 years, and then just $100,000 normal wear and tear that the landlord would have to cover. So here's the 6-year financial scoreboard. You can screenshot this, but go right down to the bottom there. $11,700 after 6 years. And these are very reasonable numbers right here that give you that 11,700 number. So you're now earning roughly $1,950 a year for the right and effort to manage the property, the people, the vacancies, and the repairs. Making $1,950 a year, working just 10 hours a week, 3 days a week, or 10 hours a week, 3 days a week. How much would you make an hour? $3.75. This isn't something you can make up in volume. It's not like you can get more rental property and make more money, because again, there's just so you only have so many hours in your days, and you can't scale this to anywhere near financial freedom using this model. When the numbers are broken down, can you see why so many landlords burn out? So many landlords are angry and frustrated. I would be too, and I actually was there for a time when I was making that hourly rate. So let's compare this. Thank God for the Easy Home Buyer program. But we're going to just do the same $300 a month, 2 years per tenant. So that gives us basically not necessarily tenant, buyer. 3 years buyers, 3 buyers staying 2 years. And we'll give the same grace that we gave to the renters, that when the 2 buyers move out or default, we go in and we put in just $1,000 normal wear and repair, same as the rental. And each of the 3 buyers pay a $10,000 NROC, non-refundable option consideration. And I'm being very conservative using this 10K, because that's 10% down on a $100,000 house. 10% down is bare minimum. This would be like actually a situation where the house isn't dialed in. Maybe they have to do some cleaning, and maybe kind of like a handyman special. And I just like to keep it round numbers, like 10,000, 10%, 100,000, because I'm not great at math. So 2 buyers forfeit their NROC. So 20,000 goes to me at the time of their default, and you don't get taxed on that NROC until they do default. So it's tax-free for the 2 years, and then you got to claim it. And when I sell the property to the last buyer, that 10,000 NROC goes towards his purchase price. The purchase price is 10%, or not 10%, roughly 10%, but I'm just putting $10,000 higher than market value, because they're getting to buy without a bank, so you can charge them more. So that nets me an extra $10,000 on my purchase price. And again, I'm being very conservative with appreciation. There would be appreciation when the second and third buyer comes in. So that $100,000 house would appreciate 4, 5, 6% a year, whatever it is. I'm not even adding that in. Just want to keep it super simple. Here's the scoreboard. Look at that. $48,000, right? Even with similar maintenance and assumptions, the tenant buyer model generates $48,000, which is 4 times the profit of the straight rental model. Now, what's the percentage? More than 48K than 11. Well, it's approximately 310% more profit than the typical rental model. After running the numbers on rental properties, and I compared it to my Easy Home Buyers program, on literally thousands of properties, thousands of times I've done this, compared just to see at the end of the day how much comparison. I can say with 100% certainty the numbers I presented here are vastly underestimating the Easy Home Buyers program and the potential for profits. So while the numbers are impressive, the true differentiators, in my opinion, after I've made a lot of money and like enjoy the other things, shines in providing my lifestyle empire. So beyond the metrics, the Easy Homebuyers program has some qualitative advantages that include less evictions, damages, and drama, community appreciation and recognition, like local homeowners around my properties, like homeowners more than renters. They've come out and said this. They'll come and shake my hand. Hey, my homeowners in my homeowners program, they'll make the home that would have been a rental into one of the nicest looking properties in the neighborhood. And when we do a closing ceremony, we'll go there to the property. We Part of the thing is the assistant brings them flowers and makes a big to do about it. Other neighbors will come around and say, "Hey, I'm so glad you took this from a rental and put somebody in it who could buy it." It means something. Can you put a price on it? No, but it's cool, and it builds lasting trust and referrals. All those neighbors, when they know a vacancy is coming up, they will go out of their way to call me, to refer that property, to refer a seller, and say, "Hey, would you do the same thing you just did here over at this property?" And it's more hands-off than rentals by far. So this is more scalable, gives you more time freedom. There's higher demand for these things. Out of every 4,000 houses, homeowners, if you ask those people, "Did you get your mortgage through a bank to buy this house?" Yes. There'll be 1 in 4,000 that say, "Actually, I was able to do a Easy Home Buyers program or some kind of seller financing, some kind of rent to own, some kind of land contract." And then the improved posture. Again, I'm not a greedy landlord. I'm the bank. The service company collects the money. It's just very transactional, very professional, and the people who I choose to put in the house appreciate that. Oh, but you're saying, "Well, I don't want to sell. As a landlord, I've built up this portfolio and I fell in love with these properties and I'm married to them. How can I sell them? That would be like getting a divorce." Okay, no, 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 no. Especially after a huge run up in the real estate market when all the signals are flashing red to sell at the top. That's what you normally do: sell at the top, buy at the bottom, sell high, buy low. Pruning, what I call it, is not a bad thing for us buy and hold landlords. Putting aside everything I just mentioned, all the benefits, the monetary, the freedom lifestyle, here's a huge reason why you should prune. I've sold 3 times at or near the top and then bought back similar property for less than half the price I sold those for. And these kinds of generational moves cannot be ignored if you want to make a fortune. The other thing I hear is, "Well, I don't have a business yet, so I'll just wait and I'll keep doing research and I'll look around and I'll do YouTube searches for how to get started." No, 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 no. Even if you don't have a business structure, let's just run it in your personal name for now. I've done it. Even after I had a business, I'll still put in my name because I don't know which LLC will put this in or what LLC I'm going to sell it out of, to transfer for make all those tax guys happy. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I know you might think if you're getting started, landlords, pro landlords, you already know this. Newbies, this does not matter. All the LLCs and privacy. What if somebody sues me and you don't even make anything? Nobody's going to sue you. You're not worth it. Sorry. You're just not. So start in your personal name. We'll get it all set up. Once you're making money, we'll walk through, determine which LLC is best for you, how to protect you, what state to do your LLC in. Huge mistake I see all the time. Even seasoned veterans do this mistake. So we'll talk about it. Just get started. Make some money. Make 100,000. So here we go. Don't waste time reinventing the wheel. Right now, you can copy my exact complete system, the same one I just described that made me predictable profits throughout the U.S. to massively increase my passive income, eliminate tenants, toilets, and turnovers, and reduce my time involvement, allowed me to sell property for thousands more. And you'll get my before, during, and after paperwork and processes and marketing, specific marketing to these people. This isn't just a blanket marketing. You'll waste a lot of money if you do that. So you can literally plug in my system, turn the key, and be set up and offering this in your business, your name, in 7 days or less. It's everything I wish I had years ago. It would have saved me so much time and money. Obviously, every market is a little different, so I'll be right there for you when you have a question. After thousands of these deals, there's nothing I can't help you solve. And my coaching isn't simply information, it's implementation. I'll be right there to help you set up and achieve next level goals, keep moving the ball forward, moving your income levels up, and hold you accountable to hit those goals. But like every window of opportunity, this offer will not be around forever. If you're serious about real estate, I will walk you through my buying and selling system, exactly how it works, and then I'll help you implement it, coach you, and answer all your questions every step of the way. So click the link in the description to book a free strategy call with me or my team. It will be my absolute pleasure to walk you through all this.